Hey, what's good, Soul Family Collective? Just thinking about taking a hiatus from social media generally. But I came across something last night, and it seems kind of significant. So I was led to look it up. And the Holy Spirit, after I looked it up especially, the Holy Spirit led me to want to share it with you. When I say, Soul Family Collective, if we're in the same collective, we might be going through some of the same things. I believe we are. I don't know whether it's the AI algorithm, or, the Holy Spirit, God, our higher self. But something significant is happening in our lives right now. And it's a good thing. But what I wanted to share was this dream that I had last night. And the symbolism that I experienced. It was a very clear dream. Part of it was a little bit murky, hazy. And I don't know whether I should share this part or not. But the overall context of the dream had to do with, for some reason, I was hanging out with my ex. It wasn't my last ex, which was interesting. It was my previous ex. Anyway, love you, hon. Anyway, it was my previous ex. But what I thought was kind of interesting, it almost seemed a little fishy about it. It was a dream that I was having about my previous ex, the ex that I had 7 years ago, for a few years. And it was like I saw her, and when I saw her, it was almost like bedtime. So I come in, and it's time for me to lay down in the bed. So I lay down in the bed, but the weird thing about it was like I was called on in that sleeping arrangement situation to like establish a cuddling position that was exactly the same as the way that my last ex liked to cuddle, which I thought was kind of weird. I mean, I used to like to cuddle like that. I mean, there was no penetration, there was no sexual interaction, not like that. It was just cuddling. But I thought it might have been like my last ex, perhaps. It sounds a little symbolic, but it seemed to me like it was like my last ex, kind of like invading my dream, my sleep space, spiritually, and kind of cloaking herself in my previous ex form, like kind of shape-shifting type of thing, So I was kind of like wary about the whole situation, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, as it turns out, it was like flash from that scene where it was like the next day, it was like she had like dropped something. I think she said something like maybe dropped her phone or something, and it was like down a shallow well. It wasn't like a well for water necessarily, because when you look in the well, I could reach the bottom. And so she wanted some help like retrieving that lost item. And I looked down into the well. It was like a stone enclosure with like a hole. So I looked down in there, and there was something that looked like either a postcard or like maybe a small piece of electronic equipment, maybe like a phone or something like that. It was colorful. I can't remember what it said. But I start reaching down to grab it and to retrieve it out of there. And it was like whatever was in the well, either it transformed into a frog or there was a frog that was in there. And when I was reaching down in there, it was like the frog jumped up out of the well, and it was like I was kind of wary, I was like, frogs kind of slimy. I don't even know. Frogs probably aren't that slimy. I haven't picked up a frog in a while. But frogs, not my best friends, but frogs are friends. You know what I'm saying? No shade on frogs. But anyway, I'm reaching down in there. As soon as I reach down in there, it's like this frog. It's like a big frog, a bullfrog, or whatever. It like jumps up at me such that first I'm like standing up, maybe like leaning down. But when the frog jumps up, it's like I fall back, like kind of like onto my my buttocks. You know what I'm saying? I fall back, and the frog like jumps right at me, right on me. It's a long leap too. I'm just seeing the frog just like kind of like sailing, and so the frog jumps on me and lands right in my lap. And so now that I have the frog, you know what I'm saying, and we're, like in each other's presence, close quarters, I'm like looking at the frog. I'm like talking to the frog. I mean, I like the frog. At first, I'm kind of like freaked out by the frog, grossed out or whatever. But then, you know what I'm saying, I'm friendly with the frog. And so I looked it up. Oh, sure. Something popped up on my screen. Anyway, I looked it up, and I was like, the significance of a frog jumping on you in a dream. And I think this applies for all of us. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you had a dream. If it has a positive significance, share it with the collective. You know what I'm saying? But I think that what I experienced in the dream was intimated or described in the description that I looked up when I checked it out on Google. The significance of a frog jumping on you in a dream. And so the significance that was described was, it says that it's good luck. It's a symbol of prosperity or moving forward in your life. And it's like an auspicious like leap forward. You know what I'm saying? It's like the frog jumping on you signifies that you are making a significant leap forward in your life experience. You know what I'm saying? In your endeavors. And so I thought that was really kind of cool. And it said more about the frog too. It said that the frog jumping on you was like, frogs, maybe it said generally, have a symbolism attached to them of transformation, metamorphosis. And it described like how a tadpole transforms into a frog through that process of metamorphosis. And it also, I believe it said something along the lines of the frog symbolizes, has something to do with like fertility, or maybe it said something about conception. I don't know if I quite got all of the meaning behind that aspect of it, but it seems like a propitious occasion. You know what I'm saying? Something that had to do with prosperity, moving forward, transformation, and good things happening. You know what I'm saying? And so I just wanted to share it with you. And I think that is a symbolism that might just describe the process that we're going through, collective. You know what I'm saying? A transformative process, a metamorphosis, you know what I'm saying, into a new way of life, a new future. And it's a good thing. Anyway, I just wanted to share that. And, I hope all your dreams, you know what I'm saying, and mine come true. And God bless you. All right. Respect, collective. Peace.